Hey everybody, got another video here for you. So before I get into stringing this thing up, I wanted to get the hum situation under control as best I can. The switch the camera over here. The ISO transformer has arrived, and the amp and the pedal board are now going to be running through that. I tested it with both the power inverter and the generator, and it helps, but it's not like you can turn the amp up to 10 with, like, just a regular cable plugged into it and hear absolutely nothing. But it's definitely a little quieter. And another thing I've got that might help, or supposedly helps, but I'm not so sure, is a set of wireless cable, transmitter and receiver, USB rechargeable. And I charged them up and tested them out as well. And once again, they help, but they don't eliminate everything. I actually found that you can, that the ISO transformer itself is a noise source. Basically, any transformer is going to be a noise source because, I mean, it's a coil with juice going through it at 60 hertz AC, and so it's going to have a constantly varying magnetic field because current flows one direction and the magnetic field expands, and then current flows the other direction and the field collapses and then expands again with reverse polarity. And if you've got a pickup or your wiring for your guitar in that field or near that field, close enough to feel the effects of the field, then it's going to make the electrons in your wires start dancing around. And that's where your 60 cycle hum comes from. So yeah, so I'm still working on getting dead silence, but I'm doing a lot better. And one thing I was doing, let me get the camera back over on the guitar here. One thing I was doing was checking grounds. And so I've got the cable plugged in, and I've got ground on the cable connected to the LCR meter. I'm running it at like 200 ohms in order to figure out exactly what's what. And turns out that, let's see, this kill button is not grounded. The metal casing on it is not grounded. That's the only thing that's not grounded. Technically speaking, the knobs on the pots are not grounded, but then again, they're nylon press-on type, not the screw-in with the Allen grub screw thing. So they're insulated from the shafts of the pots, so touching them doesn't, make it hum, even though I don't think the pots themselves are grounded either, but they're inside the shielding in here. And I tested the shielding. The shielding's good. The shielding on this cover is good. The shielding down in there is good. All the shielding is good, but this shielding didn't make contact with that one on the glue up. And yeah, it looks like I forgot to put a little loop of tape in there or something, but so I'm going to have to do that in order to get this shielding plate working. And that's, with all those wires in there, that's a definite possible source of EM getting in. If this thing wasn't grounded, it's not going to do a whole lot. So, yeah, because the EM hits this, but it's not grounded, and so it doesn't absorb it. And so it kind of just, it still can do its thing to the wires underneath. So, yeah, I've got to get that hooked up. And other than that, all the grounds on it seem to be working, and any other problems I have are related to just You know, it's possible that these lights I'm using are a source of noise, and you know, I've got all kinds of electronics gear in here, so I'll just have to kind of like figure out what's noisy and what's not, and stay away from or turn off the noisy stuff when I'm trying to test gear. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna get this thing grounded and glued back on, and then I'll string it up. Interesting. Just to be safe, I was checking to see if the adhesive on this stuff is conductive. Apparently it's not. So my whole approach to putting loops of tape in order to connect one side to the other doesn't necessarily work. I guess as far as like all the rest of this stuff goes, I just got lucky and got enough copper touching each other without adhesive in the way that it worked out. I mean, if you like put it on and press hard, you press through the adhesive and then it conducts, but get on there. Yeah, so it's hooked up, and all right. Yeah, I'm messing the tape up, but okay. Right, so there, that side's grounded. And we go here, and you can see the gauge. And yeah, see, we got nothing here, right? But if we like put it down on something and press hard, pressing hard, and there it goes. And then, yeah, we lost it again. And then we press hard, and there it goes again. So yeah, apparently the adhesive does not actually conduct. So I got to figure out something else. Maybe just a bare wire that like goes there and touches this thing. Connected to the copper somehow. I don't know. I'll figure something out. And there's my solution right there. Just soldered a wire into the bottom of this cavity and soldered it onto the back of this cover. And then you just flip it over and put it on. And I already checked it with the LCR, and that's now grounded. And the trick is I'm using the 80-watt iron, and I've got it kicked all the way up to 480. So yeah, it makes quick work of melting solder. It's like pretty much instantaneous. So yeah, a nice hot iron, and even on this copper, you can make a connection real fast. So that works. Found another use for these bench cookies. I just used this thing as a clamping block, padded, that would spread the load on this cover. And then I took that speaker up there, right there, which is incredibly heavy, and stuck it like right there, left it on for, I don't know, a couple minutes, and yeah, works great. Handy little thing. Okay, now that everything should be grounded and shielded correctly, except for the casing on this kill button, now I can go ahead and put the strings on. Getting down to it, this is all the parts that are left to go on the guitar. And I'm just about to squirt these with some black. They got a little bit of gold left over from the previous finish. "10 minutes in the drying chamber and this stuff's ready to go. And looking pretty nice. Yeah, I say drying chamber, all it is a large cardboard box with a small hair dryer set on low, sticking into the box through a hole cut in the back. Then you just put your parts inside, close the box up, tape it up a little bit, and away you go. You don't have to tape it all like airtight, just so the flaps are closed kind of idea. That's for those of you who didn't see the actual drying cabinet in previous episodes. Well, I've been trying to keep these episodes into nice little bite-sized chunks recently. I thought this one was going to be like set up and maybe a little sound demo and end of build. And then later I'd do separate videos on like what all the different kinds of pickups sound like and the spectrum analyzer stuff and that kind of thing. But, best laid plans, I forgot a depth pick guard. This is the original body here, and that's the original depth pick guard because it only had one pickup on it then. So yeah, I gotta make a depth pick guard. So I guess setup, tune-up, and sound demo goes on hold. And now I'm debating whether I should just end this episode here now or not, and do a separate episode for depth pick guard. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Okay, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody, have a good one.